Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Papa Joe for this week's edition. Actually, it's one of two vlogs that we're doing this week. You might recognize one of the dudes in our today's featured band.
It's me.
As the city sleeps. It's Alan. He used to be our guest host like last year
Yeah.
for a good chunk of
Yeah.
last year,
It
man.
was a lot.
Yeah, we had a blast with Alan, but he got busy with his band, and we understand that. So it's good to have him back. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Oh, you know me. I'm Alan. I play guitar and lead vocals.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Alex, and I play guitar. I do a little bit of backing vocals and a little bit of producing as well.
Jimmy, drummer.
Nice. So I know that you've gone through a couple of lineup changes, Alan.
Yeah.
So go ahead and talk to us about the lineup you have today. How you guys got together, and I know that one of your band members has a little more involvement
Yeah. Well,
as the city sleeps.
I guess I should start from the beginning. At first, it was kind of more of an acoustic project. The songs just kind of wrote themselves, and I recorded whenever. And my friend Jonathan's like kind of like makeshift studio or whatever. And I had it, and I was like, I just kind of wanted to put it down on paper. And like it's weird. I had it, and I was like, cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Well, I'll figure it out. And then not even like a week afterwards, this dude messages me. He's like, hey man, I'm trying to get into like more producing or just kind of like trying to mess with songs. Like, do you have anything I could like use? And I was like, as a matter of fact, I do. I was like, here's this song. So then I sent it to him, and then he brought it back, and it was like something way different than what I expected. I was like, no, check this out, man. I was like, and I gave him examples, like it's kind of like this, and it's a cello, and this and that. And he's like, oh, I got you, cool. So then he sent it back to me, like, oh, that's where kind of that's what I was looking for. And within that time frame, I just kind of like started writing more songs. And they just kind of wrote themselves, and I sent it to him, and he would like work on them, adding like his guitar parts and like adding little synths, and he would send it back to me. We're just going back and forth. And that's how, between me and him, we basically recorded Synesthesia.
Nice.
And that would be, Synesthesia was just us two. And then I started, kind of doing something with another band. And I bumped into Jimmy. Jimmy, I worked with before with another project, and that's a whole nother story. But I bumped into him. I was like, hey, man, I'm playing with my other band, the Lowbrow. He's like, yeah, for sure, man, I'll go. And I got really shit-faced. And apparently I had a conversation with him saying, hey, man, do you want to jam?
Is that true?
So
Yes.
then, I don't remember this conversation because like the next day I woke up and I was like all hungover and I was like, oh, man. So I get like, it's in my phone and I was like, Jimmy. He was like, oh, okay. So, hey, man, so when do you want to jam? Like, I'm free next weekend. And I'm like, when the fuck did I do this? Whatever. So I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, dude, yesterday. He's like, you're really drunk. And I was like, I guess. So I started jamming with him, and we just kind of kept going at it, and we kept him in the loop. He's actually from Austin, so he's not a part of the El Paso, I guess, band
The
or
Paso
whatever.
chapter of As the City Sleeps.
But since we're gonna be doing cool stuff, he for like special occasions he drives down. And, he does
Nice.
stuff,
Yeah.
so.
But just a fun fact, though, we know each other since high school.
Yeah.
We used to be in a band in high school,
That's
right?
true.
That's true.
It was a band that lasted one day,
Yeah.
one practice, and that was it.
Yeah. That was it.
Silver Foxes.
Silver
There you go.
Foxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Go Jeff,
That's right.
Like Jeff.
pura Jeff.
Okay, so talk to us about your personal music history. We'll start with Jimmy.
Go ahead.
Well, I've been playing drums since I was like 6 years old. My influence is probably my father. He used to play in a band called The Leftists.
What genre was that?
Genre?
Yeah.
Alternative rock.
Oh, nice. It
Yeah.
sounds very punk, the Leftist.
Yeah, in fact, they
Yeah.
played around a bit in the 80s. They played in California for a bit, and then on locally too. Opened up for Café Tacuba.
Wow.
And then
Who are those guys?
I'm sorry? I heard that they're pretty popular. I don't know.
Yeah,
yes.
they're pretty famous.
They're okay.
And but he's my influence, and I've been playing drums for a long time. Jefferson Drumline, UTEP Drumline, and I've had a few bouts with other bands myself, to include Last Minute, which turned into FM Junkies, and we're friends now, and now have this project with Alan, and it's been going great. I have no complaints, and I love his music. You know, we've worked on other stuff before, and Alan just has a knack, you know, for the music, and I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, cool.
I'll give you your 20 later.
Wow.
Thanks, Alan.
Dude, like,
I thought you said 40.
go in
though.
like some Chico
Hey.
or something.
Oh, wait,
I know, right?
You said 40 to me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just keep
Let's see,
going.
let's see if Alex can top that. Okay, talk to us about Alan now, Alex.
Uh, well, I want to start off by saying that I had to rebel against my mom so I could play music and listen to rock. She then later on she accepted it, but I mean I guess we all go through something like that. But I started playing guitar. Well, I actually started playing the piano when I was like 6 years old. But then I kind of got bored of it and then picked up the guitar sometime when I was like 15 or 16. I used to work at the Dyer, the flea market at the Dyer, the Pulga. And so I, made some money and got myself a nice little Yamaha set there so I could start jamming on an electric. I met these guys in high school, so we got something there. At least just to kind of, start like in a band setting. It didn't last, but then I did work with you back in Juarez. Remember?
Yeah.
We had a band in
Yeah.
Juarez with like a drummer from Juarez.
Elegy.
Elegy, that was the name. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
and then we kind of slid, like we kind of,
Yeah, we
grew
went our different
apart.
ways, yeah.
We went just different ways because I went to live back to Juarez, and then I spent like 10 years, like all my 20s, where I lived in Juarez and worked in Juarez, and I played in a band, like a, pretty well-known band in Juarez called Solara. I send les mando saludos a mis hermanos de Solara, and so for whatever reason I had to leave Juarez, right? And I moved to I actually moved back to El Paso, and so I met with Alan again. We got in touch again, and then we started kind of playing again in a band. We started doing some covers, but then after that I had to move to San Antonio. Now I'm at Austin due to work purposes. But and then as far as my influences, of course, definitely my dad. I do remember him blasting Black Sabbath and AC/DC and all those 70s, 80s rock bands, with the vinyls and all that good stuff back in the day. So I do remember listening to Guns N' Roses on the radio, and that's when it kind of like grew on me. Like this is what I like, right? This is what I want to do.
Nice.
Yeah, and so I have like when it comes to like musical influences, I got tons, but like the place where I'm at right now, I feel like I try to be more of myself than just kind of go by a specific artist, or like I don't. There's definitely artists that I love and older and new ones, but at the same time I don't want to like kind of match them, right?
What about you, Alan? What are your influences?
Well, it's a long range basically. It's
Talk
just
to us more about your sound, because like I don't know if you guys are familiar with his other bands, but we've also had vlogs with Amethyst Boulevard and Velvet Vinyl.
yeah.
So
Well,
we know all about Alan's influences.
yeah. Well, the thing is that for some reason I like being versatile because I like being a versatile musician. I mean, and I always kind of like say the same thing. It's just like there's this dude that can play like Metallica and he can like do all the solos. That's awesome. Like don't get me wrong, but I mean like you tell him okay, we'll play some jazz chords or play some like blues, and the dude's like, and you're like, well, that's not a well-rounded musician, And I like to kind of dabble on genres, and even just kind of break around. So it's like with Amethyst, it's like shoegaze, ambient. This is like indie. What's it called? Velvet Vinyl was like indie rock, and then Murder Remedy is like alternative hard rock. So I mean, I want to, and I'm having another project that's like Mexican kind of like Pedro Infante type stuff. That's like something totally different. But I like kind of just breaking ground, man. Just kind of keeping busy, not sticking with one genre because it kind of gets a little complacent, and you need to like mix it up, 3 or 4 months.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about your original music, specific to As the City Sleeps.
Right now, well, we have Synesthesia, which is like it's available on Spotify and iTunes and all that good stuff. It was a 5-song EP, and right now we're working on our LP, which is like it's gonna be a 10-track
Full length.
LP, full length. It's gonna have like intros and like all the good stuff, and it's gonna be like a concept CD. That's 7 songs when it comes to the LP, and then 5 songs with Synesthesia. So that's a total of
Yeah,
12?
Nice, yeah.
12
And you know,
songs.
we're very familiar with Synesthesia here because Alan had his Synesthesia listening party here
true.
at the metal shop.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
That was cool.
it was a good, really good. We had a real good crowd, a bunch of kids, and it was a good night.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah, we have 12. Our set list usually it's like 30 minutes. I mean, we could have it longer because the new album, like we have some songs that are like what, 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Whoa,
They're really like
We're
like
taking
really
it back
ambient.
it's
to the
like
Metallica
going
days.
into like Bohemian Rhapsody
Pink Floyd.
No,
Yeah.
I wish.
zone.
Yeah, we have like some longer songs this time, but it's just like Alex was saying, it's just kind of like that's how it feels, Like we just
Yeah.
go with how it feels, and if it feels it needs to go for another measure or 7, then fuck it, it
Do it.
goes. And that's how I write my music too, because I just go on feeling, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's better. Like it's not like the same cookie cutter structure.
Yeah, exactly.
For every song.
It's just like intro, verse, chorus, outro. That's it. Like no,
Yeah,
we have one song that's just verse 1, verse 2, and then like the rest is like jam. We just
Nice.
jam for like 5 minutes.
Like improvising.
No, I mean it has a structure, and it has like written parts. But I mean, this dude goes crazy on the drums and stuff, and
It's awesome.
he has
man.
it's like
It's my
a
job.
blank canvas for
Can't
him
wait
to
to
like
hear
do
that.
these little
Yeah, and
fills
talk
and
to us
stuff.
about Alex's involvement with synesthesia.
He didn't really do anything. He just
He just listened to it and said, "Good."
He was like-
"We're good," and then pushed buttons.
no, like I said, no, go ahead. You
turn
say it.
knobs.
Yeah. Synesthesia, really a fun experience, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's like Alan was saying earlier. He just, like, I hit him up one day because I was starting to, like, produce stuff on my own with my laptop and, like, in my garage. Like, nothing professional, more like amateur. But as he started sending me ideas, then I started kind of laying them down on the computer with like drum beats and more in depth, right, more structured. And I would send him stuff back, and then he would just kind of tell me if it was good or like if he didn't like something. And sometimes we would even like argue about it, be like, nah, well, you gotta listen to my ideas too, and this and that. But
We still do. We still do to this
But
day.
see, that's the cool thing about it, because at the end we always come to an agreement.
It's a compromise.
Yeah.
Before being bandmates, we're friends, and I think that counts a lot. But that's most of it, as far as like my involvement with that album, or I guess with all the albums, right? It's like we just go back and forth because we're in separate cities, and that makes it really interesting, right? We're separate cities, so
That might even
it's-
be like a little blessing in disguise that you guys aren't in the same room.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it is, and the thing
You
is
can
like,
hang up, y
yeah, like yeah, so the thing is
Ya me tienes harto.
I send them like just like really like bare bones, how like originally like the original, like you go back to like the Metal Shop Vlogs archive, it's called Alan Martinez Acoustic Project. It didn't even have a name yet.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the way I send him the stuff sometimes is just me and an acoustic guitar singing, and it's just like I just record it on my phone, and then he comes up with like some arrangements, like putting synths and like, and I was like, you know what, dude, put some like cello here, like a violin, or like maybe do this, and he puts it on, and I was like, oh, what if this, and we just kind of go back and forth, and when it comes to basically like the arranging, it's both of us. I come up with like the main idea, I guess, and we go back and forth and do the arrangements, which is fun.
I know that you're the main writer, right? Like for lyrics and everything. So like, what do you write about? Like, what are the themes of your songs?
Space.
I hear a lot of like lost love,
Yeah.
missed opportunities,
Yeah, I write about
broken heart, kind of
Depression.
I write not
Depression, drug
depression.
addiction.
like a yearning for something,
Well, okay, so the thing is,
a yearning for menudo
menudo
or wings. Wings.
Oh, menudo, tasty.
No,
That's another fun fact. Menudo is like a very common thing among Judy, Ellen, and myself.
Yes, we have a menudo club.
Yes.
Yeah, fun fact. Part of the songs, part of the inspiration for the songs was there was this girl
There's always a girl.
There's always a girl. There was this girl I was really into, and you know, whenever I'm not. Whenever you look into it, whenever it's basically kind of just like, you know, you were never mine type thing. You know, it's, for one thing or another, it's just like, you know, it just, you know, didn't work out. What is
It's
everything?
all right, man.
Everything.
It's gonna be okay.
Everything you've ever wanted. That one.
Every little thing is gonna be all right.
Yeah,
That's
there you go.
right.
See.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, just like love songs you can play in the coffee shops. I write about existentialism a lot, the stars, and the moon. Oh man, the moon! Like for some reason, the moon.
The drum song, right?
I'm sorry, I have an obsession with the moon for some reason. But that's kind of. I mean, I'm trying to broaden my thing, but I just the same thing with the music, man. Like with lyrics, I just write whatever just comes to mind, and that's it.
No, I don't know why, but I relate to your lyrics a lot, dude.
Yeah,
They stay stuck in my head.
I try to be pretty universal, but I mean,
Yeah. Cool. So like, what's like one of your favorite songs to perform off of Synesthesia?
I like The Night's Embrace.
Me too.
Which one's yours?
I like all of them, man.
Yeah.
Which one? What one?
What's
you
like
Probably
the one?
porcelain, I guess, because of the rhythm.
No, the one Synesthesia. Porcelain is the
Well,
one.
that's true. Yeah.
So like, what's the Night's Embrace about? Like,
Oh, it actually
you can
has
do like a little mini synopsis on it.
The Night's Embrace is it's not what people think it's about. It actually has a double meaning, and it's actually really morbid. But if you look at the lyrics, you're like, oh, that's cute, but it has nothing to do with cute whatsoever.
Ellen has a heart. Aw.
No, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I don't.
Don't be fooled.
Yeah, don't be fooled. I don't.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's it.
So what's the song about?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I'm not gonna say it. It's just it's one of those things, man. It's one of those mysteries. It's
Right, you left us hanging. Like I picture you at a
oh, I'm
bar.
sorry.
Freaking weirdo.
Leave it up to your own perception.
Yeah. That's kind of like honestly, you're right. My lyrics are very they're very general and very universal because it can mean something to me. Like what The Night's Embrace means to me, it can mean something different to you. You know what I mean? So I leave it open to
Like different
interpretation.
interpretation. Yeah, nice. So where can people hear your music?
Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play,
Apple Music.
Apple Music. Just
The jukebox at Chicos Tacos.
Jukebox and Chicos Tacos on
It's in the
Alameda.
It's in the corridos.
It's a secret. It's a
It's
secret.
called Anestesia.
Yeah, but any digital platform. And what's funny is that when I did synesthesia, I was like,
Oh,
no, yeah.
Synesthesia.
synesthesia. When I did synesthesia, I was like,
Anestesia, más bien.
I was like, nobody buys CDs anymore. Like, I'm not gonna like burn CDs. I'm not gonna make CDs like the actual thing. I'm just gonna have it like it's gonna be digital. Like that's the thing of the past.
Do some vinyl, dude.
Every freaking show, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Every show, they're like, "Where's the CD?" And I'm just like, "Oh, you can download it. Just go to Spotify." No, but I want a CD, and I'm just like,
Like you're in 2018.
Dude, people some people are like,
That's
they
so
need
weird,
something
man.
tangible,
Yeah,
dude. They want to
exactly.
hold it.
But it's so
Dude, they want to
weird.
hold you and just like.
"Oh,
And
okay."
see, people
Well, they
have
can
even,
hold me.
People have even asked for like just the raw copies of it, like not even like with a like a
It's
like
so
a box
weird,
and,
man. I was just like, I mean, this is me thinking, it's 2018, everything's digital now, but people want like,
Even cassette, they'll ask. No, just.
yeah, 8-track.
Cool. Okay, so you guys make sure you go and search for As the City Sleeps Synesthesia and jam it, man. Show it to your friends.
Love it.
And then go check out his shows too.
Yes.
Okay.
When the night awakes, the light begins to fade. As it floods the streets, you begin
Okay, so now it's time for the show-off segment. Lost count. I think we're like at 37 so far this year. It's been kind of slow, but okay.
You need to rest sometimes.
Dude, there's no rest for the wicked. We like going to shows, man.
Rest for the
As a matter of fact, we're going to
wicked.
go to a show after this. We're going to their tour kickoff show at Love Buzz. But this vlog is going to like air after today, so. Hey, it was a great show though, man.
It was.
Dude,
It
those
was
tacos,
amazing,
those
right?
tacos.
Yes, and then like there was this, the fire. How that guy got fired.
The midgets, dude, like that.
You should not trust those guys. You know what I mean? They were doing the Oompa Loompa song. Like, why? You know?
Okay. Okay, so talk to us about where you guys have played. Where has As the City Sleeps played?
We played at Neon Rose, The Great Dog, Lowbrow,
Clip. Club Here, I Love
Love
You.
Buzz, Club Here I Love You, Coliseum. Where else, man?
My grandma's
Am I missing
backyard.
anything?
That was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't there. I'm sorry.
No?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so like, where would you like to play that you haven't had the chance to play yet?
Man, I'd like to play anywhere other than El Paso, honestly.
Yeah,
I think we need to spread ourselves out, you know.
yeah. Need to spread the
The El,
message.
the El Paso scene is, I think it's very like one-sided, you know. I think for bands to be successful here, they need to just branch out into other cities. And I think we've learned that even from other bands that we've opened up for, you know, what they tell us and then what we tell them, share stories, and you just come to realize that bands just need to get out there.
True.
For sure.
You guys have any input on that?
I'll
Yeah,
leave
I
it
mean,
up to them.
yeah, basically, I mean, like we're the whole tour thing. That's kind of the reason why we're kind of like spreading our wings. Because I mean, if you play your hometown and you can play, you know, the places, that's awesome. Like, you know, that's cool. But I mean, you have a ceiling, you know, and you once you hit that
Yeah.
ceiling,
That's right.
you know, you have to break through the roof and go somewhere else, you know.
Cool. So what are some of the cool bands or artists that you've opened for?
There's this cool band, Birthday. His name is Birthday, and he kind of had the same. Well, at the time, I didn't have these dudes, and it was just me and myself playing backtracks. And there's this dude that kind of had the backtracks, and he was awesome. Who else did I open up for? I can't even remember.
Band from Seattle,
Oh yeah, Close Encounters.
Close Encounters.
Close Encounters. Those guys were really.
Oh yeah,
cool.
that's a show that we caught you guys at.
Yeah. At the
You
Neon
guys are
Rose.
from Seattle?
Yeah, and then he was like, man, whenever you guys want to, if you're ever in Seattle, like, look us up and we'll hook you up with the show. And we're just like, and that's how you make connections, you know, and that's the cool thing about it.
Cool.
I don't think I open up for other people. So many shows, man. There's just so many shows.
Cool. So, why do you? Okay, I'm gonna ask you a loaded question. May or may not be loaded. Okay, but I need your opinion. Okay, so what do you think of promoters or musicians who go to only their shows, but then complain when people don't attend theirs?
That's an Alan.
Oh, Lord.
Question. That's
An Ellen question, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an Alan question. Yeah, it's honestly, it's fucked up, man. It's just, I never got that. I don't know what it is. Like they expect people to go to their shows, but you never see them anywhere else. And you kind of have to spread the love to get the love. You know what I mean? And that only makes sense. And not only like that, but it's the bands that just play and bail, like that looks bad. And that's kind of like my one. It kind of goes along with it within the same type of thing. Because I mean, you just kind of play and then you just take off, and then like you complain about people not going to your shows. You're like, well, stick around for the other shows, like for the other people that are gonna play, like
Yeah, it's only fair.
quid pro quo, like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type of thing. But for some reason, people don't get that, man. It's kind of frustrating, So
Yeah, and especially like at acoustic shows, because like we were at an acoustic show this weekend, and like when it's an acoustic show, it's more intimate. The real quiet atmosphere. So when you get up with your guitar and you leave, you can't hide that,
Yeah.
You can't sneak out of an acoustic show.
Yeah.
And like Judy and I know, it's not right. It's not good show etiquette, especially as a musician who is wanting support. Like just stay, man, hang out. People could stay there for your set, and they waited there for their time and stuff, so you could do the same.
Yeah, and
And
I
we're
met-
not judging. It's just maybe some good advice for some of the younger musicians,
Yeah.
as well as the older musicians.
Yeah, there's some musicians that should know better, but apparently they don't for some reason. And that's kind of, I guess I'm reiterating from like a point that I made before in another Metal Shop vlog, is that, I mean, people notice that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if you just play in bail, am I gonna want to like, book you again? No, because it's kind of like an unspoken rule of,
Should go without saying.
yeah, it should go without saying. Just like if you want support, then you should show support. And
Yeah, it should be like a reciprocating thing.
Mhm, yeah.
So what do you? Okay, next question. What are some of the good and some of the bad aspects of our beautiful music scene? Keyword
Yeah,
beautiful.
question. I know, beautiful, right? Good aspects. There's, I don't know, man. I've seen some unity, especially recently, which is cool. But at the same time, and I'm sure this is universal. It's not just in El Paso, man. It's like the little cliques that happen, and it sucks because I mean, and sometimes you just kind of see the same shows over and over, and you're just kind of like, okay, well then like them, they like playing together, which is fine. But I mean, I try to do like variety shows like with the Midnight Bazaar. I have like hip hop with like metal, and then at the end of the night I have like some dudes spinning. You know what I mean? Like everything should kind of be a melting pot basically. But that's kind of the bad aspect. It's just like little clicks. The good aspect is just like we're getting smarter. We're actually like learning more things when it comes to like touring, and hopefully these will serve as a teaching tool for like etiquette and stuff like that. So
Also talent, man. There's a lot of
A lot of
talent
talent
out
out
there.
oh yeah, of course.
For sure.
The
There's a lot of talent in El Paso and in Juarez.
Yes. We can't forget Juarez.
Okay, so what are some of the things that you see at shows that make you happy?
Go for it.
Just like any kind of show,
Yeah.
like from like a small show to
Yeah,
like.
I'm talking about more like local shows.
Okay, local shows.
Even with touring bands. Like, what are some things that you see at shows that make you happy?
Make me happy? I guess, I don't know, like as far as stage presence or
It
Just
doesn't
anything,
matter anything.
Any part of
just
any part of a
anything.
show. Maybe it's maybe more important for you to give like your aspect as a
Right.
musician.
I think it's like Alan was saying, as far as like the bands or even just the people that go check out the show, and when people stay and like they kind of connect with the band, and then the band also connects with them. It's just like a back and forth thing. That's one of the things that I like to see in shows, especially if they're like local bands, because even though they're local, we still have to recognize their talent, right? We still have to recognize their efforts that they're putting to get up there and put on a show. So I think it's just like a back and forth thing that
give and
should.
take.
You see what I mean? And so when you get to see that on a local show, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's like the reward.
I think critiques is also very important. too.
Yeah.
Like
I like
feedback.
I like when a guy comes up and says, "Hey, you know what? This song was cool. I really liked it. Your drums sound real good on this, or I like the guitar here, or any type of feedback, even if it's something negative, especially the negative ones, because those are the most important. Those are the ones that help you to improve yourself as a musician.
Yeah, there was one time we played at Love Buzz, and there was this girl. She's like, "Yeah, you have everything good," and it's nice to hear the good compliments. Don't get me wrong, but I welcome the not necessarily negative, but I welcome the constructive criticism. I welcome it. Like I could honestly say that I do. Like if you see something that I could improve of or we can improve of, let us know, because like if we don't know about it, we're just gonna be making the same mistake over and over again. Like there was this girl, she was like, "You know what, man, your songs are good. It's a good structure and this and that, whatever, but like the drum beats like kind of sound a little alike." And I was like, "Huh." And it has nothing to do with Jimmy. It's just that how the I guess the beats per minute type of thing, or like the type of drum beats
time
there are.
signatures.
And time signatures. And I was like, huh. So then that kind of inspired me to like write different type of like, like maybe like, 90 beats per minute or whatever the case. So it's all around basically.
Nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your social media. I know that we can find you on Facebook, because I'll just creep in on your page.
Yeah, weirdo. It'll be weird.
Hey man, I mean, I'm a fan.
Good. Now obviously, right? Oh, look at this.
Got my As a City Sleeps t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where else can they look our information up, Jimmy?
Instagram.
Instagram. Actually, yeah. We put a lot of stuff up on Instagram. Exclusive stuff. Like stuff you don't
Like
really
personal
want.
stuff.
Yeah, like personal. Like we go way deep in Instagram. So if you don't have follow us on Instagram, we're
Okay.
gonna know us very well after.
Any Twitter or
No Twitter. No tweet,
Snapchat?
no Snapchat.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
yeah, you know what? I don't use those either.
Yeah.
Like I use Twitter just to like keep up with my son. He's at college, so. Okay, so what about any advice you would give to a young musician?
Wow, that's a heavy question, man.
Man,
Uh,
you go first, man.
go for it. Like, if you feel like you want to do it, don't let anybody stop you, right? Mom, dad, or whoever, you know. Just, of course, you know, always be smart about it. Don't get like stupid, right? I mean, there's some leverage where you can get away with, but at the same time, you know, focus on your dreams and focus on your passion for music, man. Music is a beautiful thing to have, and if I feel like if God gave you that talent, then make use of it. If you want to just, you know, play for fun or play for living, you know, whatever your heart tells you to do, just go for it.
Jim?
I have to agree. I mean, it's, you know, my dad always told me, dream big, you know, because that's really what makes the world go round. Is just our dreams, you know. If you don't reach for the stars, then you're not reaching for anything. So, I mean, just pursue and always improve yourself, you know, as a musician. You know, be rounded. You can't just stick to one direction.
Yeah.
You have to branch out, you know.
Yeah, I don't like that band either.
Yeah.
One
One
Direction?
direction?
Yeah.
No?
You have to make sure that you're in sync.
Ah, look at this guy.
Oh, yeah.
What I would say is basically reiterating what we were saying before is accept everything, good, bad, any type of critique. If you don't accept critique, then you can't grow as a musician. I've worked with several musicians that are just, you know, they ask for advice and then you give it to them, and they get pissed off because, you know, you're not giving them what they want to hear. And it's like, do you want my advice or do you want me to just like, you know, kiss your ass like for 30 minutes, you know? Critique, even the bad ones are good. Just take everything for what it is and, you know, turn it into a positive, you know?
Look at the bright side, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to us about any like hidden or secret talents that maybe, or projects away from music that people would be surprised to know about you. Like I know a good one about Alan.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Go, Jimmy, what's up?
No, I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah, we want to know.
What?
Tell us so we can get a.
What's
All right,
an
so
idea.
there's some ping pong balls, right? No, I'm just kidding. No.
And they're not connected with a cord.
And then I could do certain things with this now.
He has a certain set of skills.
I don't have a certain set of skills. No, I hunt ghosts. It's pretty fun, man.
Nope.
You know, it's not for everybody. I've always had a fascination with, you know, paranormal and stuff that you can't explain. And since I was like tiny, like, you know, like a fetus. Now I'm just kidding. I won't take it that bad.
Embryo.
But at a very young age, I was always fascinated with the supernatural. And every once in a while, when I'm not, I mean, I've kind of, music has taken over my life now. And I don't do it as often as I used to. But every now and then I dabble in, you know, looking for ghosts. So that's pretty interesting.
Dude, we saw the episode of Ghost Adventures, the one that they recorded here, and dude, I couldn't believe it. Like, we were parked in front of that DeSoto hotel, like days,
Yeah.
a couple days before we watched the episode. It's like such a trip to know about the things that go on there,
Yeah.
man. It's weird.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't know if you guys have watched that episode, but you need to make a point to check it out, man. And also, like the stuff they found at Concordia. I think you were there, weren't you, when they were recording? Were you one of those three objects that was walking in the background?
No, I was part of the production crew for that. I'm not joking. I was.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Cool.
What other hidden talents do you guys want?
You know what? I like art. I like to doodle sometimes. I like to paint. I like to roll up my sleeves and get dirty in the yard. You know, I like carpentry. I like yard work, gardening.
There's a
nice.
subreddit for that.
I don't know. I guess I just other hobbies. You know, I like working on projects, regardless of what it is. You know, home projects, work projects, band projects. I don't know. I'm a hands-on kind of.
Hands-on kind of dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool.
Alex,
Gosh, man. I mean,
dude, you live in
honestly-
Austin, dude. I know that there's something cool you like to do over there.
Nah, for sure, for sure. But see, the thing with me is that I focus a lot on family, you know, and because I got kids, and I try to like, you know, give them most of my time, if not all of the
It's important,
time.
man. Yeah.
But at the same time, I like to, you know, do things for myself as well. I guess I'm just like the regular guy, you know. Like I go to work and I give it 110% at work. I like to stand out and outshine others. It just kind of comes natural on me, but not in a bad way, you know. Like not like just to kind of like brag about it. No, nothing like that. I'm pretty down to like Jimmy says, right? Like working into projects whenever I have the time. If there's something that I need to do that I feel like needs to be done, I'll give it 110, you know,
Nice.
and try to get it done. But there's really nothing like or a certain thing that I'm just pretty broad, you know.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay. So, and what are you guys' thoughts about like social media bullying, or just like bullying in general,
Fuck that.
right?
That's crazy.
It goes basically bullying goes back to psychology. It's like there's just something at home that's like either missing or they're being bullied themselves. Like parents are bullies. The parents could be bullies, you know, so they feel the need to overcompensate or kind of like do that and transfer it over to somebody else. They feel inferior to something and they need to feel superior to like make someone else feel bad.
Like bring them down to
Yeah,
their
and
level or lower.
And see, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like this, and I've cut down a lot but I troll a lot on Facebook. I used to. I cut it down.
Yeah, dude. But like your trolling is like harmless. You're
But
not
it's
really
funny.
trying to like affect somebody's day. in a
Yeah.
bad way.
It,
You're
I
just, like,
try to be
messing with them.
Yeah, I just try to be funny or whatever, and like I only do it to like people that it's
You know,
okay.
can take it, yeah.
I could take it. You know what I mean?
Like, dude, like we troll each other. We talk so
Yeah.
much shit to each other in Messenger.
But
that's
but yeah,
just-
but bullying is like a whole nother level, and I cannot stand for it at all whatsoever.
No.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's a bad use of energy.
Yeah.
Like you could be using the energy you use to hate on people for something productive in your own life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, like
It's
if
just
you,
such a waste, man.
if you have like extra energy or like just be wailing on people, just like I don't know, like go to karate or
Go to the
something,
gym
or
or
go to the
something.
gym or take a run or something. Like do something positive, just in a general sense, man.
You know what pisses me off though is the bullying and then the bullier, but the ones that are around watching, that don't do anything about it.
Oh yeah.
Those are the ones that you need to stand up for people too. You can't just sit around and watch people get bullied all the time. I remember even with us in high school, man. I mean, we have to stick up for each other sometimes. It's the times are changed. Now everything's on the internet for everyone to see. Before it was behind closed doors. Just go at it. For about 5 minutes and that's it. Everyone knew about it that day and it was over.
You know what sucks though about nowadays is that like if somebody is bullying or hating on somebody, the main thing that they want is a reaction. And sometimes the reaction, they don't care where it comes from, as long as somebody reacts. And that is what feeds their bullshit,
Exactly.
So that's why that's why a lot of people just shy away from reacting to it because
Yeah.
they don't want to be a part of it, man. Because as soon as you speak up, you get dragged into that shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say the best weapon against bullying is just ignore it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah,
And
don't
if-
feed into it.
Yeah, if you're getting bullied,
Beat their ass.
get some help. Don't let yourself, and please seek other options before you do anything stupid.
Yeah, and for some reason, like I remember even I don't know how it is now because I mean times have changed or whatever, but I mean back then like telling on the bully was like it's like
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it was like
Tattletale.
you would get made fun of or whatever. I'm not sure if it's the same thing now, but I mean like no man, like if you don't speak up, like nothing's gonna change like whatsoever. So I mean if you're getting wailed on and like nothing is said about it, then like it's just gonna continue.
Hold them
What-
accountable, right? Hold
Yes,
them accountable.
yeah. What you allow is what will continue. So.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And so, like, would you like to give any shout outs to anybody?
a lot of people. All right.
I think somebody
take out my
deserves a shout out, and somebody who helped us today deserves a
Oh
big shout
yeah,
out, man.
Gabo, man.
Gabriel Soto.
Gabriel Soto, you helped us out a lot, and we thank you for your service. And we'll continue working with you, and we'll get more into that. But thank you.
Just so
Gabo.
that they know, Gabo is the mixing engineer for Synesthesia.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah,
else?
shout out to family, all the loved ones, friends, you know, especially from work. You know, we have a lot of support from a lot of my coworkers too from work, girlfriends, you know, loved ones, everyone. You know, it's very special people.
Invisible girlfriends too. Invisible.
Oh, you have your
girlfriends?
invisible girlfriend.
Yeah,
Oh.
I want to give a shout
Give her a
out.
shout out.
Is she standing next?
No,
to me
she's
right
come on, no, don't be silly.
Is she
She's at
sitting
home.
on my
She's
She's
sitting
at
on her
home.
lap.
Come on, she's watching this on her laptop right now.
And as
Guys
always,
are
I want
crazy.
to give a huge shout out to Judy, of course. She's awesome, working hard behind the cameras. And also a big shout out to our awesome sponsors at Alive Audio. We're eternally grateful to them for, you know, they contributed to us in a big way. There was a time last year when I was asking a lot of our friends, or like a lot of our good friends who I thought could be prospective sponsors, and I wasn't asking for a handout because like I was kind of like trying to give and take. Wanted to get some gear, which we use a lot now for our audio recording, but in turn I was going to advertise for them for free, you know. So shout out to Live Audio.
Asking
and get to some quick questions here for As the City Sleeps. They have 5 questions coming up, and they have like a split second to answer them. So, goes.
I'm not good with this stuff.
Okay, question number 1. What side of El Paso is the best side?
Central.
Guitar Center.
What?
What? That threw me off totally. Central, I guess.
Punalor Valley. Okay, how many hours of sleep do dogs need?
Oh shit. At least 12.
They never sleep.
2.
12 to 14. Good job, Alan. Okay, how do you feel? Oh, no, hold on. Hold on. What's your go-to restaurant for after hours, after show munchies?
Valentine's Kitchen.
Chico's Tacos.
Good Luck Cafe.
Nice.
good
And
one.
I'm only asking that question because I need to add some to our list because
Nice.
we stay out late a lot.
Do it.
We usually like hit up Whataburger. That's usually our go-to. But what's that taco place you used to hit up? Was that Taco Meta?
Cometa, I went to
That
Cometa
one
the
stays
other
open
day.
like,
yeah, it's like
3 in the
at
morning or
least
some
like
shit?
7 in the morning or something.
Cool. Okay. So like, would you rather sleep in the city or in the country?
The city.
What was the question?
Would you rather sleep in the city or in the country?
Sleep in the city or the country? I think the country.
City or country?
City.
Okay.
Country.
And last question: what is the fear of ghosts called?
Oh shit. I have no idea. The phantasmophobia.
Ooh, so close.
El Cucuy.
La Llorona.
La Llorona, I was about to say.
I don't know.
Phasmophobia.
Bro, you
Close,
should know.
man. This close. I know I should.
Oh, man.
Javier and I
Phasmophobia.
came up with that question together because we.
Ah, I
know
knew
it.
it. I freaking knew you guys were.
It worked, Javier. High five. Virtual high five.
High five to the face.
Okay, so is there anything else that you guys want to talk about, or any last shout outs before we wrap it up?
No, it's just basically that, thank you for, if you enjoyed our music. I actually got recognized the other day, which was actually like, it's really weird for me. Like, I'm like really like modest. I was at Alamo Draft House, and like the dude that was taking my order, I was like, oh yeah, I'll have like a soda. He's like, hey, aren't you the guy from As the City Sleeps? And I was like, yeah, what's up? So like, to our fans, however many they are, thank you for listening. Hopefully our music made a difference in your lives. Another thing that I wanted to say is we're going on tour, man. We're going on tour. It's starting tomorrow, or I don't even know when this is going to air. But on Friday, we're going to go to Austin, Texas. We're going to drive down there. We're going to play at Dozen Street for an hour. And then Saturday, we're just going to chill out and see what we need. I don't know. We'll take suggestions. And on Sunday, we'll play the Electric Church, and it's all psychedelic, and it should be fun. And then we're going to come back, and then, we'll see what happens.
It's a little weekend run. Nice.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I do wanna shout out or send a shout out to my wife Monica, cause she puts up with me a lot, and my kids, of course, all my family, and anybody who supports this, music and just local bands and all that good stuff.
It's cool.
Yeah, I want to do also a final shout out to, of course, my family, loved ones, and someone very special to me who's very important to me right now, who's been very supportive of my music, in many ways, and more than one. But that's Vanessa, and she's very special to me and dear, and I love her very much. Thanks.
I have one final shout out. I can't even my number one fan. I want to give a shout out to my mom, because my mom is my number one fan and continues to be my number one fan. I know she's at the shows, and she always wanted to be at the shows, and I love her, and she always supported me, and she continues to support me, and I know it and I feel it, and that's it.
Amen.
Nice. Heck yeah, man. Shout out to all moms. Okay, so we want to thank you guys for allowing us to feature you on your vlog session. You guys make sure to support them, man. As the City Sleeps, you see them playing at a show, go check them out, man. Go support them. Buy their merch, buy their t-shirts and anything. Get their physical CDs that Alan will be getting soon.
We'll get the shirts and the physical
Get the buttons
CDs,
and stickers and all that stuff, man.
Yeah, we'll get there.
It's a really good music. It's, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, I hear the music and it stays stuck in my head for the day, so that says a lot. Okay, and as always, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys. We'll actually see you tomorrow again with Innocent Exile.